My name is Ashalomo from Kikuyu, a local cyclist within Nairobi, and basically operating under the outfit A104 Cycling, and I'm happy to be here today. I'd start by telling you about the concept of A104 Cycling. This is an entity that was birthed out of adversary. A friend of ours in the cycling fraternity was hit by a car, and when I reached out to people who we ordinarily would see as the voices of cycling to organize or marshal people around, they asked me to do a call to action for people to come. And basically after doing that, I felt the need to actually just have a group of friends who I can reach out to in the moments when we need advocacy, and all these things fell into place. Now it's 1 year down the line, and now we are getting into the element of awareness where we'll now do our first major partnership, which is the Ride for Sickle Cell Awareness. As you know, the world has gone through a pandemic throughout 2020 and most parts of 2021. So I happen to have a friend who actually is a warrior and a survivor of this disease. When she kept hearing me complaining about how the pandemic has hit, and she told the one thing that really stuck with me was the question that whatever we've been feeling for the last 2 years, that is how the life of a person living with sickle cell is from the time they are born. Basically, they go through pain crisis, they go through a lot of medical issues, and these are expensive treatments and therapies need to be done. So you find that it's not been an easy journey for them and those who are born with the condition. I reached out to Sickle Cell Foundation, and they were excited to know that able-bodied cyclists would want to identify with such a condition and basically just create awareness around it. With the availability of the sickle cell diagnostic machine in private hospitals, the cost is still on the higher side. But now bringing this to the public hospitals like Coast General Hospital and hospitals around the Western region where the prevalence of sickle cell is most in those regions, we will be able to bring down this cost to an amount less than 1,000 shillings. So with that difference, we will be able to get more people tested. We get to nip this condition from the beginning. You find that couples will be able to access these tests, and you find that compatibility test will inform them in what to do in the event that they are both active carriers and pose a possibility of having a kid with sickle cell disease. As A104 Cycling, it's not been advocacy all through since we started, but ideally when the idea came about, my thinking was not just having rides and tours around the country without bringing any positive impact to the society. So we look into creating awareness and doing advocacy where some extra visibility needs to be done. And we look forward to just a face whereby we can reach out to people and get to pull resources together that will help the agenda that we're setting on the table. The biggest challenge we've had so far is in resource mobilization, but this has not been so much of a challenge because out of the many entities we've approached, we are happy that Safaricom came came to our help with a donation that will not only be able to make the ride success, but also get us a flagship machine that will go to Coast General Hospital. This is not going to be an easy ride for me. Doing it on a single speed bike, still single speed bike, you find that every other element will be against me. But I purpose to do this for you who is out there probably feeling the challenge, saying that as a sickle cell warrior, as a sickle cell survivor, basically you cannot do such a treacherous activity because of your condition. But I want to stand in the gap for you who is out there, who is feeling that probably this is not doable, because our minds always get to the negative to try and convince you that this is not possible. I'd like to make this possible for anyone who is able to come and join us in the ride, and also support during and even after the ride, because we need many of this equipment. We need many, like around 10 diagnostic equipments. We've only been able to get one. So feel free to reach out, feel free to use the links on the messages below, so that we are able to do this together, to run this together, and actually just make this possible as simple as we can, and just make cycling a platform and an avenue that stakeholders can be able to use to get their messages across and get their awareness or advocacy messages to different platforms in a positive way. My name is Asha, and I'll be riding for the Sickle Cell Awareness Ride, Nairobi to Mombasa. See you there.